So yeah, the first card you've got for your past is the Queen of Cups. Very watery energy I'm getting here, very emotional water. I'm getting waves of emotion, because I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the High Priestess as well. So very watery, very emotional start. There's emotion all through this, actually, lots of emotion. But I think you've recovered. I think you've moved on from someone. I'm getting that. There was someone who really, I'm getting lots of waves of emotion, lots of highs, lots of lows, lots of highs, lots of lows. That's what happened when you were with this person. And it took you a long time to get over them. And I think one of the reasons why it took you so long was because you're always searching for that high, always searching for that high that they gave you. Highs, lows, highs, lows. The lows were terrible, but the highs were amazing. And you're always searching for that. And I think even when you separated from them, you were still searching for that feeling. You're still searching for that feeling. I'm actually getting messages, little text, things like that. Maybe you kept them after you had broken up from this person, and maybe you went back and read them, and that was kind of enforcing the good feelings over and over again. You know, if you went back and read things, maybe you went back and looked at their picture, maybe you did all that kind of thing, and then you were reinforcing the good things, the good messages, the good things back in your head again and again and again. But because you didn't keep any of the bad things, you weren't reinforcing that to yourself. So I think that might be why, if that's you, it took you so long. But also it can become addictive, chasing after that high, especially when you're down low. When someone has you down low, you're like, oh, I can't stand this anymore. I have to get that high back. So I think that might be a little bit what happened with this person. Also, you've got, the Knight of Wands down there, and he kind of jumps up and down and up and down and up and down. So we've got all these waves, all these emotions, all this water, and then we've got this jumping up and down. So that's where I'm getting all that from. I don't think they made that much of an effort, actually, because again, you weren't, when you looked back on this, when you were missing this person, you didn't think about that. You didn't think, they only gave me these little tiny messages and little bits of hope and all that. Because when you put them all together, when you piece them all together, like when you're reading lots of messages all together like that, it can seem like this one great big mass of being really positive, being really kind and loving and all that kind of thing. But when you think about how often they did that, how often they gave you these little messages, they were quite few and far between, I think, from what I'm getting here. Because what I'm doing is I'm just looking at this queen, and she's got all these pebbles around her feet, little tiny bits, little tiny messages, and she's looking down and she's all emotional with all these little bits around her feet, all these little pebbles. So I think the message here is, just remember, if you're still having a few of these waves, it does feel like you're over this now, and I'll show you why in a minute, but if you still get some of these waves that come back, because I think they might come back again sometime soon, I'm getting a bit of that too, just remember that what you're missing, what you're getting emotional about, it's about little tiny bits, and you deserve more than that. You deserve more than little bits. You deserve the world. You really, really do. And that's not what they gave you. You might be feeling like, oh, I'll never feel like that before. I've never felt like that before, and I'll never feel like that again. That might be another thing that's kind of on your mind, because the highs were so high. I keep on getting that. The highs were so high. When you experience new love again, and you might be starting to do that now because you are over this now, no, you're not going to get that ever again. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because you're going to experience something new. And what's in front of you, what's ahead of you, it's different from that. And you haven't experienced it yet. You don't know what it's like yet. And so you were like that when you experienced this kind of love. Before they came along, you hadn't experienced that either. So you're in this position now where you don't know what's ahead of you. And it's even better than that. I guarantee you it really, really is. So what's ahead of you is way better than what you had with this person. You are not going to get those little bits, little pebbles anymore. You're going to get way more than that with what's up ahead of you. Now you are you have moved on from this. You're a lot wiser after this has happened. You're a lot older, wiser, stronger, because you've got this High Priestess, and she's right under the Queen of Cups. So she's very wise, she's very calm. So you've gotten over a lot of that now. But I think some of the waves still come back. Just be prepared. There might be a wave that comes into you soon. You might hear from this person. You might hear from someone around them, maybe. You might be reminded of them in some way. When that happens again, just remember, just think of all these pebbles under this queen. That's what you're remembering. That's what you're remembering. And what you've got ahead of you is the whole sea. You've got this whole beautiful sea of emotion ahead of you. But what you've got behind you are these little pebbles, and you deserve more than that. So just keep that in your mind if you get one of those waves of emotion back again, if that all resonates with you. Okay, so with this High Priestess, a couple of other things here. Okay, so the High Priestess can be about secrets as well, hiding things, keeping things to yourself, all that kind of thing. There is someone who's doing that. It feels like you might know who this is. You might actually know what they're hiding. Because I'm getting this very, very noisy person. It might actually be on social media, actually, because I'm seeing lots and lots of noise, lots of talking. And it's kind of distracting what they're actually like. And it feels like maybe you know what they're like, this person. And you're kind of watching them and you're thinking, oh, that's not the truth. That's not what they're like. That's not what's happening. They've got lots of people around them as well, kind of hanging on their every word, saying, oh, yes, you're wonderful. I like that. Oh, you this and that. And you're watching this and you're thinking, that's not really what's happening. So what I'm getting is there's all this noise. They're saying lots and lots of things. Again, it might be on social media, it might not be, but they're saying lots and lots of things. And they're saying lots of things to kind of detract from what's actually happening, what's actually being hidden. And you know that's happening. So what I'm getting is there's lots and lots of noise, and then it stops. Then it stops. And I think what's happening is it's going to stop because they're going to realise that they've been caught out. They've been caught out in a lie. They've tripped over themselves in some way. Maybe they've said something that's very obvious that people are kind of looking at and thinking, well, that doesn't add up. It's something like that that's going to happen. Something's going to come out. Because at the moment, it looks like on the outside, they're looking like, oh, I've got everything together. I'm fine. Everyone loves me. I've got all these people around them hanging on my every word. On the inside, they're actually a bit like this Knight of Wands, jumping up and down, not sure of themselves. And that's going to stop. It's all going to stop. It's all going to come to an end. The curtain's going to come down behind this High Priestess. So that's what's up ahead at some time. So I think that's going to make you feel a lot better to know that other people know this, because it's very difficult to hold on to something like that. Very, very difficult, especially for an Aries, because you're all about the truth. You want to come out with the truth, but for some reason, you haven't been able to do this around this person, if that resonates with you. So it's going to be like a relief, because it's like, oh, I'm holding on to this. I'm holding on to this. I just want to tell all these people this person's not who they say they are. So eventually you're going to have that relief. You're going to be able to speak openly about this person. It's all coming out. The other thing I'm getting here with this High Priestess, very, very calm. That's what she's like, very calm. And again, I'm getting these waves. I'm getting this sea, this water, this emotion, but it's very, very calm. And yeah, so she's sitting above the Knight of Wands. This is what I'm getting. She's sitting above this Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is all very up and down, and you're kind of on top of your emotions now. You weren't when you were around this axe at all, but now you are. That's what you've learned. You're a lot calmer now. Now there's a lot of calm around this person, this love connection, and I'm seeing this love connection very, very slowly coming up to you like a wave. It's like the tide's coming in very, very, very slowly. You might not be aware of that. It's coming in to you. There might actually be a calm influence on you, actually, this love connection. So you might have connected with this person that actually feels like you have had some conversations with them, or you might be starting out with them or something like that. Or you might actually be in a relationship, but it doesn't feel like that because there's a lot of, it feels like there's more to come. There's more to come, and it feels like the tide is slowly going to come in and kind of sneak up on you yet, and you haven't kind of realised what's happening yet. So yeah, it's coming in. Love's creeping up on you. That's what I'm getting. The tide slowly coming in. Very, very slow. But this is a very nice, slow, calm wave that's coming in. Yeah, I feel as if I have to say this to someone. Don't be afraid of this. Just let this progress naturally. You know, the tide, when the tide comes in, it's natural. It's supposed to happen. Don't try and hold your hands up against the tide or run away. It's natural. It's supposed to happen. I feel as if I have to say that to someone. I think I got this really nice slow connection in another reading of yours. Might be the last one. Yeah, very calm. Nothing to be afraid of. I have to say that to someone. Yeah, so the first card you've got for your present is Justice. So again, you know, you've got, with the High Priestess, you had that curtain behind her, and now with this Justice card, there's a curtain behind her as well. So the curtain's going to come down. Whatever's going to happen, whatever this person's doing, this sneaky person, it's going to be revealed. It's going to come out. And there's a lot of relief when this comes out, especially for you, because you're watching this and it's very, very stressful if that's you. So the right outcome's going to happen. Righteousness, that's what the Justice card's all about. And it might actually be a little bit worse than you're imagining, whatever this is that they're keeping hidden, because you know, you've got the Devil right here. And it's right between, you know, it's right between Justice and the High Priestess. So whatever's going to be revealed might be actually a lot worse than you originally thought. So you know what's hidden, but there might be more to come that you don't know as well. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, again, look at this Devil. All these people are hanging on to what they're saying. They're hanging on their every word. You know, they're chained to them, like these poor people are chained to this Devil. And, you know, he's really big and fat. So there's this big fat ego, and they're being fed by all these people and all this attention. And, you know, you can see how fat this Devil is. And there's this woman on the left, and she's got these grapes, and she's kind of ready to feed this big fat Devil. So they're being fed by all this attention, and you can see all this. That's what's bothering you so much, if that's you. So I think just be aware of this. I think when this all comes out, you might have to play a part in this. What I mean by that is you might have to answer some questions. People might ask you things. You know, you were around this person before. What do you think about them? What do you think? And I think it's going to be a relief to you, a big, big relief to be able to come out and let all this out, especially for an Aries, because you're so truthful. You like to let the truth come out. So when that comes out, you're going to be able to speak your truth. And don't be afraid to speak your truth if that's you. Don't be afraid. The other thing I have to say about this is use your facts when you're speaking your truth. Try not to use emotion, because I'm just looking at this Justice card and it's right next to the Queen of Cups. So we've got emotion on one hand, and then we've got the facts right in the middle there, which is what you have to speak on. So, you know, someone might try and get you to go all emotional, get you off track and all that. That's what the Devil likes to do sometimes. So stick to the facts and you can't go wrong. That's the message I'm getting there. Okay. Okay, I don't know what this is about. I have to say this. Someone's around this person. Someone's around this Devil person. I don't know whether you know who this is or what. Someone's around them and they're going to be set free when this comes out. It's like, oh, finally, I've got my chance. I've got my excuse to come out and leave this person. So if you know who that is, and it feels as if you might know who that is, and they're being set free, you know, that's going to be a big, big, huge relief for you as well. It's like, oh, finally they're leaving them. I'm so happy they're leaving them. I'm really, really glad. So there's that too. There's that too. So don't be afraid to speak your truth, and yeah, the truth is literally going to set someone free. I think that's what I'm getting. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't think, oh, I have to speak up, otherwise the person won't go free. No, I don't think so. I think with whatever's coming out, it's going to naturally come out. They're going to have that freedom because of that. It's not to do with you. You just happen to be there. So don't feel pressured. I don't want to pressure anyone. So I hope that makes sense to someone. I know it was a little bit complicated, but hopefully that helps someone. Okay, there's something else here, just a small thing around this devil. It's quite specific, so it's for someone. Okay, something was signed, like a document or something like that. There's a lot of regret around this document or signing something, or I don't know what it is, but it's like, oh, it's too late, I've signed this. You know, I've signed this now. I can't do anything about this. I really regret it, but there's nothing I can do about that now. Something around this document or this letter or something that's been signed, it's going to be overturned. So it might be you that signed this, it might be someone else, but whoever's around this, they're not going to be bound by this document or by what's on there anymore. It's like it's not going to be valid or something like that. Something like that around that. That's another great big relief for someone as well, you or someone else. Yeah, someone's going to be free of that, unchained from that document, that binding document. So that's a huge relief to you or someone who's around you, if that makes sense to you. Right, okay, so we've got the Page of Pentacles here last in this middle section in the present. So I'm getting all bumbled up because the devil, when I get the devil, it's horrible. It's just horrible, very draining, very, very draining energy. But yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, this is the opposite. You know, this is springtime, gold, golden sunshine, all that kind of thing. So, right, now, yeah, there's definitely love here. Definitely love here. It feels a little bit scary for you. It feels like you're not quite sure about this for some reason. But I think once you drift into this properly, you won't worry about that. You won't have all those worries that you have now, if that's you. If you're getting all these worries, oh, should I do this? Should I not? I don't know. I think once that wave starts coming over you, you'll just drift into this. You won't have all those problems, if that makes sense to you. I'm getting this feeling of, I think this is coming from them actually. It's this, you know, I really want this. I really want them. I really love this person. So they really love you. They feel a little bit out of reach to me. This love feels a little bit out of reach to me. Every time I try and grasp this love, every time I try and get this love, it moves further away. But that's how they're feeling. Have a look at this coin. Have a look at this coin. You know, this page is holding the coin, and it's right on the tips of his fingers. It's a bit like a bubble, actually. And, you know, he's holding this bubble, or he's trying to hold this bubble. And, you know, when you try and grab a balloon or a bubble or something like that, every time you try and grasp it, it kind of flies away even more, or it gets away even more. That's kind of what they're feeling, this love connection. They're feeling that about you. They're trying to get a hold of you, and they can't quite do that. This person loves you. This person really, really, really loves you. Maybe what's bothering you is you're worried about going back into that ups and downs, highs and lows again. Because if you look at this page, he's got his back to the knight. So it might be that. But, you know, you've got nothing to worry about. You've got nothing to worry about. I'm not getting any problems around them. I'm only getting positivity around this person. But I think in time you'll realise that. You'll see that. You'll just get that feeling and it's going to take you over. That's what I'm getting. There's a message that you might owe this person as well. They might have sent you a message and you might owe them a message. They might be waiting for that. That might be what's troubling them as well. I don't know. There's a little bit of avoidance, so it might be that, I don't know. But there's nothing to worry about. I feel as if I have to keep on saying this to you. There's nothing to worry about with this love connection. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to bother you. They're not after anything. They just care about you. What they're worried about is that maybe you're running away a bit, or that you're not as available as they'd like. That's all I'm getting in that card. So please don't stress about this. Okay, so yeah, so the first card you've got for your future is the Three of Swords. So yeah, you can see you've been heartbroken. You've been heartbroken. That's why you're so stressed. Okay, now I was getting this with this Devil. I was getting this third person, this other person that's being set free, when that's all revealed with that person, that Devil person. So you've got these Three Swords here. So what I'm getting here is it's a little bit of a warning, not to you, but it's like a warning. Okay, this is what I'm getting with this Devil. So, and the Three of Swords. Okay, now what I'm getting is someone's set free from this person when all this comes out. They're like, oh, this is my perfect chance to get away. Everyone knows this now. It was all hiding under a rock. Now it's all out in the open. I can run away now. I can get free of this person. I'm free. And you might watch this person go free, and you might be saying, oh, I'm so happy to see them run away from this. I knew it was toxic. I knew it was bad for them. Now I'm seeing them run away. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. What I'm getting here is they might actually decide to go back again after that. I know that's really upsetting if you're worried about them. But with this Devil energy, the Devil's quite addictive. You know, there's addiction around the Devil. So that they're a little bit addicted, I think, or more than a little bit addicted to this person. They keep going back to this person. That's what I'm getting. And there's not much you can really do about that. So I think when that happens, or if that happens and you watch that happening, yes, it's very stressful. It's horrible to see someone going back to that kind of energy. You're just going to have to let that go. Because what I'm seeing here looking down is they are eventually going to come out of this, but it's going to be by themselves. They've got a lot to go through with. They're going to go through a lot of horrible things. Maybe some psychological problems they're going to have because of this person. Maybe they're, they're playing with their head, messing with their head. Because if you look at this man in the Nine of Wands, he's got this bandage around his head. So they've got all that to go through, but they are going to come out of this, which is what he's doing in the Nine of Wands. They're going to come out of this on their own eventually. But you've just got to let them go to do that in their own time. Because with any addict, whoever they're addicted to, if it's a person or a thing or drugs or whatever, they have to do that by themselves. So you've just got to let them go and go through that by themselves. I know it's hard if that's you. That's what you're going to have to do. So now, with the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands here, what I'm getting here is, this is about this love connection. Now, what's interesting here is when I started to see this love connection was in the Page of Pentacles. They were trying to hold on to you in that card. And the thing about that is it's the only coin card in this whole spread. So it might be one of the things that might be worrying you about this. It might be that you're a little bit protective of what you have money-wise, or maybe you're worried that they're going to take time from you to stop you from working on your money or your business or something like that. I don't think that's going to happen around them. I just think they're a very calm, very open person. I think they'll let you have time for whatever you want to do. That's what I'm getting there. Maybe someone tried to take advantage of you in the past in that way as well, over money. That might be why you're kind of holding back a bit again, I should say. Yeah, when this feeling comes, when this wave truly starts to come over you, you'll feel less and less worried. So as the tide comes in, as those waves come in, as that water of love comes into you, all those worries, yeah, it's like the water's going to wash them away. They'll all be gradually washed away, and the water, the emotion's going to come in. So I think that's what's going to happen, and I think it's supposed to happen slowly. So, because I think if it happened quickly, you'd run away really quickly. That's what I'm getting, because it's happening slowly. It's like the water and the tide and all that emotion slowly creeping up on you. And so it's supposed to happen like that for a reason, if that's you. But, you can't swim against the tide. It's going to take you up eventually anyway. You're going to be taken up by this beautiful love, this beautiful wave. Don't swim against it, because you can't anyway. If you've ever tried to swim against the tide, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the advice there. It's going to take you over. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. And they want you so much. Look at the page. They really want you. Look at the way he's looking at this coin. That's how much they want you. So Aries, this is a general reading. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone. But yeah, thanks for watching.